Hello Libra, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. How are you, Libra? Thank you so much for clicking here, friends. My beautifully balanced friends. I am here with some oracle decks, and you know what that's all about if you've been here before. If you are my ride or die, Libra, we are going to throw down some of these oracles for the overall energy for the week ahead. I'm always reading for the week ahead, whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year. So if you are brand new and you've never been here before, welcome. Once I get the oracles down, we are going to throw some tarot at it and get some details about what is about to come out next week. Now, as I do these readings, I say these readings because I'm doing all the air signs today, but as I do your reading today, Libra, you're probably going to get this early in the morning, just after midnight, and it's going to be on the day of the Aries partial solar eclipse, and it is a new moon energy, so things are going to be changing for you, possibly without notice. That's what the eclipses are for, and if you're willing, it's time to change your vibration, friend. This could be, what you're setting yourself up for quite some time. If you decide that you're brave enough to be able to change vibrations and leave the old things behind for good, then let's find out what's going on in the future. So whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year, it could resonate. It is a general reading. Tell me about Libra. We've got the yin and the yang. I feel like you're the one that's with balance, right? You're Libra. So I feel like you are heading into next week in a very balanced energy. In your feminine and your masculine energy, we have balance here. Bottom of the deck, we have achievement. Oh, maybe this is something that you've been working on for quite some time. We do have card number 9, which tells me that maybe you've been spending a little bit of time by yourself. 9 is the hermit in tarot, and 9s are about, you're just about out of a cycle. So I feel like for most of you watching this, if this resonates for whomever is watching, I feel like you are ready to step out of your old vibration and into the new moon vibration here, into this eclipse energy. This energetic portal that's coming up here. Tell me about Libra. You want to know how that eclipse, that solar eclipse, is going to affect you, Libra? Please go find your favorite astrologer on the platform. Tell me more about Libra, please. Sun, Moon, Rising. Ooh, what's this? We've got abundance. Okay, card number 1. It's the beginning of something new, which is abundance. Look, I feel like this balance energy is encouraging you to head to the door and go into the new vibration. Card number 9, we have a 1 here. That's a 10. 10s break down to 1s, and that's the beginning of something. Excuse me. We've got reproach. Why is that here? Regrets. Okay, so you had some heat with somebody here. And it's an old wrestling term. I feel like I feel like this reproach is telling me, card number 25, that it feels like there has been some argumentative energy, or some, it feels like tangled words, or tangled, we've tangled. I've got the asps here, the 2 snakes, right? They're all entangled. It's like we were embroiled in a fight, and it caused reproach. Like, I don't really even want to talk to you anymore. Maybe you have some regrets that happened, or maybe someone else does. I feel like you're in this calming energy of happiness here and love. So I feel like you're, it's not necessarily affecting you. I feel like your achievement of getting into balance is why it's not necessarily affecting you. It's what it feels like. You're like, you know what? It is what it is. I feel like that's your attitude here. You're not going to let anything rock your balance going into the week ahead, which is the first week of April, by the way. Could you believe that? We've already made it to April. How crazy is that? Tell me about Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Libra. We've got caution. It says, find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. All right. So I think that you're supposed to stay in balance through this cycle here. When I say cycle, I mean it's like opening a door to something brand new here. A new way of thinking, a new way of being, leaving old things behind, getting yourself into balance. Your new cycle is about to be very abundant. But I feel it's almost like you open the door and you kind of look in this way and that way. You're a little bit cautious is what it feels like. And it says here, don't overwork yourself. So for those of you who are working over the weekend here, try not to just work yourself to a nub, okay? We've got they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Oh, look. Hate the player, not the game. Or hate the game, not the player, right? No, hate the player, not the game. That's what they say. But they'll be back, of course. We're in retrograde, right? We're in Mercury retrograde. Oh boy, maybe somebody's moving back to your area. Change of residence, moving in with your partner. It feels like somebody, if this is not your partner, it feels like they're moving back to your area with their partner. Somebody that you know. Expect to hear from them soon. It could be an ex. I'm just saying, because we are in retrograde energy, right? Let's talk about tarot. Let's find some tarot. Tell me about tarot for Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Let's get some detail on this energy. What's going on here for the week ahead? Tell me about Libra. Oh, Libra, if you're interested in a private reading or you just want to peruse my pricing, please look in the pinned comment. There is a link to Wizio there if you want to take a look. Tell me about Libra. We've got the Five of Pentacles. So you're coming in from out of the cold here. You know what it is? I feel like somebody has left you in the cold. I feel like somebody thought, you know what, I'm not talking to them. I'm not going to answer their texts. And I feel like you don't care, honestly, because I feel like you're in this balance of the yin and the yang energy. It feels like you've got some sort of stability here. And you're like, you know what, I'm kind of glad that they left me out in the cold. It feels like it doesn't really feel like it's lack energy to me. It feels like, you know what, I can live on less than they think. I don't really need all of their energy. Tell me about abundance, because I think what's coming up for you is super great. We've got the Knight of Swords and it's coming at you quickly. It feels like there is some sort of new beginning, which I think is the new cycle. And I think it's showing up really quickly here. That one popped out. We've got the World card. So I feel like you are definitely closing a chapter and you are moving into a new chapter. And the World card tells me that this is actually a milestone. It's an achievement of yours, something that you've been trying to do for a while, but maybe you didn't know how to let go of whatever was back there. I feel like you're okay with this because the balance of the Five of Pentacles is here, if you see what I'm saying, right? It feels like you have balance in the Five of Pentacles. It's like, whew, okay, now I'm disconnected. I'm out of the way. And I feel like as soon as you disconnect from whatever's back there, whether it's memories or people, or maybe it's a way of dealing with your money. Look, the Five of Pentacles can be about a hit that you're taking financially. I feel like if that's the case, I feel like your finances are about to balance themselves out going forward into this new cycle. So the Knight of Swords is here, and you can't really ignore the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords comes in pretty quickly, kind of brave, with a whole pile of words. And so I feel like somebody is showing up here. It could be a person, it doesn't have to be, but it could be an energy as well. It's a rush of abundance that's coming at you here. With the World card, it tells me you are deciding to close a chapter here. And I feel like going into the new cycle, you're not going to work so hard on your relationships. You're not going to work so hard trying to, I would say, insert yourself in the lives of people who have put you on the outside looking in. I don't think you're going to do that. I think you're just going to leave it as it is and say it is what it is. Anybody who you're in this energy of reproach with, I feel like you're like, okay, then if that's the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be. Yeah, it does feel like there is five swords here, which tells me that there is arguments or disagreements, or we just don't agree anymore. I feel like what you're doing is you're headed for the door, opening to the new cycle, because the World card is the end of the major arcana, right? It's the life cycle. It's like you're having some sort of major shift or major ending in your life. And I feel like it's the most healing thing that's happened to you in a while. You're leaving the fights and arguments behind. If 1 and 1 is 16, fine. 1 and 1 is 16. I'm not dealing with it anymore. I really do feel that you're focused on you, focused on yourself, focused on healing, building, on self-mastery. And I want to say that you have the magic as it pertains to that. You're now working on stability. You're working on resources. The resources to have yourself in this confident energy of, you know what, if you don't want me in your life, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you about it. I'm not going to argue about it at all. I'm moving here to the 9 Pentacles, which is confidence. It's a glow up. It's my finances are better, as I was saying, right? It feels like something magic happens to your finances. We go from the 5 to the 9. From the 5 to the 9 is the 4. So I think that some of you are, for the Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles is you're no longer giving out your energy, no longer giving out your time. Now you're saving money. It feels like you're going through this door that is going to give you not only financial balance, but it's going to give you balance of the mind as well. I feel like this Magician energy tells me that you come up with a new idea because it's next to the Knight of Swords. You come up with a new business idea or a new idea for work. Whatever it is, it feels like it could make you a lot of money for those of you who are into this creative thinking, who are into wanting to start a business. Maybe you already have a creative idea that you haven't shared with anyone. And I think that the 4 of Swords is telling me that's a good thing. So if you do have a business idea or a really big idea that you want to bring from the dream state or whatever you've been wishing or hoping or thinking into the 3D, I feel like it makes you a lot of money. So for some of you, this could mean that maybe you're giving notice at work and you are deciding you're going to a new job. It could be making you more money because you go from the 5 to the 9. It multiplies here. Tell me about abundance. Because abundance is coming in really quickly here. We've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the King of Swords, and we've got the Sun. So there is some sort of a realization here. And the King of Swords, of course, is your energy. It's Aquarius, also Gemini and Libra, because we are in a general reading. So I feel like you do have a big idea. It feels to me like you have some sort of a breakthrough. And not only do you have a breakthrough, but you have a realization that the idea that I have, I feel is going to give me not only financial wellness, abundance, but it's also going to make me really happy. It's the beginning of putting whatever is in the 5D, whatever you've been thinking, hoping, and wishing. It's about bringing it into the 3D and breathing life into it. So I don't know if it's grandma's recipes you're going to make a cookbook out of, or if it's something, a book or a piece of something that you've been writing for a long time. Maybe you've been hiding that you're an artist. Maybe you're a musician and nobody knows. But it feels like here that you are, I always come up with the creative things with you, it seems, but you are having some sort of a breakthrough here, that I'm the person with the big idea, and the sun is shining on it. And also I feel like there's mental growth here, also growth in love for the self, love for your own ideas. I feel like the Ace of Cups is giving me the energy of, I love that idea. And so the sun is here and it's the breakthrough, but it's also growth, right? It's physical, mental, it's spiritual growth. And so I feel like you are coming to this place where you're closing the door. It feels like you've got a lot of naysayers you've been dealing with. And I feel like you're closing the door on the naysayers is what it looks like. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. I did talk about that, right? The difference between the 5 and the 9 is the 4. We do have the Hierophant energy. And we have the 9 of Swords. So I feel like when you come to this accomplishment or this milestone of coming to the end of a life cycle where you close the door and you have this major shift, I feel like you're dealing with people very different going forward. I feel like you're dealing with people as in, I feel like you are holding yourself back. You're being very cautious. We've got the 4 of Pentacles here. You're being very cautious with how you disperse your time and your energy and who you let into your life. I feel like you are creating structures or learning lessons, and it feels like you are worried. I want to say that there's a little bit of worry that I'm going to have to travel this path alone. And I think for the first little while you might do it, but I feel like you're confident enough to do that, Libra. I feel like you're confident enough to do it on your own. Tell me about this Magician, the Knight of Swords, and the 9 of Pentacles. Oh, the 10 of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Cups. Look, there's some good news coming here. And it has to do with something that's going on in your Pentacle world. So, material wealth. So whether that's your house or your car, or a new job, or the job pays more, or you're getting that the upgrade, or you're getting the promotion, it feels like the 10 Pentacles are here, right? We go from the 9 to the 10, we go from the 5 to the 9 to the 10 to the King. It feels like you are going to be moving into a really incredibly abundant new cycle here, and it's like the reward for closing the door and making the shift. I feel like you're worried that you're going to have to travel this path alone, because the Hierophant would do that. You could have a Taurus placement, maybe you don't, but it feels like that there is a lesson that you've learned here. But the thing is I feel as though after you leave all these people behind that you have the reproach for or arguments, with, I feel like you feel very alone. And that sometimes is what happens when you break out of an old vibration and go to a new vibration, and those people choose to stay in the old vibration. That's the separation between the 3D and the 5D. And so I feel like for some of you, you're following into the 5D, and you're going to have to leave some people back there. And that's the sad part about it, right? Tell me about the Four of Swords. Just looking at this healing here. As you close the door and detach, there is a lot of healing and preparation for new love is what it feels like. So there is going to be somebody possibly in the future here that you're going to meet. It feels like you're preparing to let go or detach and heal from whatever happened in the past. Tell me what the outcome is, please. We've got the Two of Swords, we've got the Knight of Cups, and we've got the Seven of Pentacles. It feels like somebody here is like, but I've been single for so long. I've been working really hard on trying to find a connection. That might be the problem. Maybe it's time to stop looking for it and start focusing on your pentacle world and ways that you can build yourself up or become the, in the self-mastery energy, become the master of your universe here. The King of Pentacles is the master of the pentacles, right? So growing the pentacles, having the pentacles work for me. So that means getting money managers. Maybe you will be a money manager. But I feel like you go from being blocked off from romantic energy to, you know what? Maybe I am ready to put some work into a romantic connection. It feels like that you are doing this sort of all in preparation to move forward in hopes with meeting someone new. I really do feel like in the new cycle, someone might come back. So it does feel like I said, that it does feel like somebody is moving. It might be someone that you had intimacy with. Yeah, you're reminiscing here. Reminiscing. I feel like it feels like someone moves back home or moves close to your home. And it might be someone that you had a connection with, an intimate connection with back there. And this person moves in next door with the wife and kids. Or your family is like, did you know so-and-so's back in town? And she or he has a significant other and a child in tow. So I feel like this is something that you're probably going to have to deal with going forward. Some of you, it might be the week ahead. Not all of you, of course. We do have the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Page of Swords. I feel like you are exploring emotions. I feel like you've been dealing with some heartache here, heartache or heartbreak that you're trying to heal from. And I think that you're ready now to be curious and explore emotions. We do, at the end of this reading, show that there is love showing up here. You've got a lot going on, Libra. A lot going on in this new cycle should you decide to step through that portal tonight. I feel like you have a lot on the other side that is waiting for you. Things are about to get very lucrative. I'm going to say, first of all, with all these pentacles here, things are growing. You've been patient for love. You've been patient to have some sort of a breakthrough and get your bright idea out there. I really do feel like you're going to be exposed under the sun. People are going to see you and see how, this fantastic idea that you've had. And it feels like it makes you a lot of money. So please don't hide your talent. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I'm going to go for now. And I hope that you'll be back, because I'll be back as well. You guys take care. Have a good week. Bye-bye.